Welcome once again to the Damon Floyd Coach Show here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 as we take our show outside this week on a beautiful, beautiful, crisp, cool autumn morning here. That just finished practice here, and Coach Floyd, it was a good day to be out here. Nice breeze blowing. The kids, the relentless heat is gone, so now it's a little different, but hey, it's that time of year.
Yeah, it finally feels a little bit like football weather, especially when we first came out. It was about 51, so it was nice to have a little chill, but you know, it's still hard for them to practice with a consistent effort, no matter if it's hot, cool, what it is. So it is nice to the lower temperatures, though.
Practice is practice, no matter when you do it or how you do it or whatever there. Last week, a tough loss here at home with Farragut, who just seems to have our number. We've played them 22 times, and they've took 18 of those. And a good effort. I think our kids played really hard, and you were commenting after the game that, man, you're proud of the effort and the fight that you saw in the Bears. And it's what you want to see every week.
It is, and we're getting better. I know it's probably hard for the fans to see, but when you turn on film and we're watching each individual, every play, we had a lot of guys going both ways. Zane McIntosh, Will Paisley, Wiley, Landon Scott, Kenyon. So those guys are giving good effort. And, we've kind of trimmed down. With this offense that we're doing, it kind of helps us because there's not as much to learn. It kind of helps you. You can get the best players on the field, offense, defense, special teams, and that's kind of what we're doing now because we're going with the guys that are giving effort, showing up at practice, practicing hard. So I think it helped and it showed. We lost a close one, but I was proud, and I told them that. Nobody wants to lose, and we don't run into any kind of moral victories, obviously. But if you just keep going out there and fighting, then we'll get better.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for as a coach.
I think we've all seen improvement all year long. Tell us about this wing tee. Where'd that come from, and how'd that come about?
I said at the beginning of the year that we do have a lot of running backs. I'm the idiot that probably waited too long to do it. But it's hard to install. We had the bye week, so it's like, all right, let's take advantage of this bye week. It helps our quarterbacks because the quarterbacks we're playing, AJ and Cook, they're just not very big, and we just don't feel like if we get too many hits on them, they're going to last the season. So, and there's a lot of stuff you got to learn spread-wise, protection, they got to call, but it just makes it easier. We do have a lot of running backs. Felt like our offensive line's playing really good. It fits them. So, get to shorten the game a little bit. Maybe don't have our defense out there as long. So, obviously we faced it over the years with, facing Ray County when Pemberton was there and different teams. Oakland runs a lot of wing tee. They're very multiple, but it just felt like it fit us. And, that's what we're going to do, obviously, going forward the rest of this year.
Had you had that improvised here in your 19 years? I mean, have you run that before? I can't remember.
No, we've always ran some heavy, not always, but there's been years we tried to run some heavy sets out of it, and just as a mix-up. But we've never really obviously went full tilt to it, 100%. But to be honest, I'm liking it. Especially from the defense standpoint, because you do get to run the clock a little bit, control the game, try to control the game to get some first down. So I like it. Like I mentioned, we really do have three groups. So there's 6 running backs that we feel comfortable going in and playing. And it's a deep group, So obviously Kenyon was an absolute stud Friday. Did not come off the field. I actually asked him a couple times because he starts on defense. Hey, you need a break? He's like, Coach, I'm good. So
that's what you want to hear, isn't it?
Right. He runs for 180 yards, and we lose Landon Scott next year, but next year all these guys, the running backs, are going to be back. So I think it's something to build on.
Well, I think Kenyon ran well. He had, like I said, 180 yards, 20-something carries. Played on defense. Called his name an awful lot on the radio. Landon Scott ran really hard, and Brayshawn Beard, they were giving flat out effort and pushing that pile and driving with their legs, and that's what you got to do.
Really, Farragut, I don't feel like stopped us. There was a couple times we had some miscues where, and it is the kid's fault, but they've been running for 2 weeks, so we would call something and somebody went the wrong way, and that's kind of when it looks like we don't know what we're doing. That's what happened, but the thing I was happy about is the unselfishness. So Kenyon was our offensive player of the week on the team. Defensive player of the week was Landon Scott, who also played fullback.
He had a great.
He gave unbelievable effort. But Brayshawn Beard, we didn't get the ball enough to him enough. We tried to run a couple things and we weren't blocking it right, so we needed more practice time on that to get him the ball. But unbelievable blocks when Kenyon ran the ball. I don't know how many pancakes Landon and Brayshawn had off the top of my head when Kenyon's running it. But as a coach, that's the things that I'm seeing where, okay, we're getting better.
Yeah.
They're buying in. And to be honest, it's taken a while, but we're getting there.
Well, we let them out of the hole a couple of times last week. We had them down here on the 2-yard line, 98 yards away. About 6 plays later, they score. They seemed to get behind our defensive backs on passes, and we couldn't get them down on the first contact. they kick off to us. We're on the 20-yard line. We get a 10-yard penalty back to the 10. We go 90 yards ourselves, you know, and here we go. We're ready for this now and going good.
Yeah, Tyrese made a heck of a play right there.
He sure did.
I coach secondary, so that's my fault, not having them ready for the deep balls. It's something we've talked about, but I promise you we've worked on it in practice this week. And actually going in, we told them defensively, if we just don't give up the big play and make them drive, we'll be fine. We gave up 3 deep balls. So that's the difference in the game. We got to get better in that area, and I think our kids they're willing to put in the work to try to get better, so that's the good thing.
Well, you mentioned a little bit earlier there, we're fighting hard, giving extra effort, and it's growing and it's showing, and we're going to have our hands full with Hardin Valley, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But to me, it was a really good effort here Friday night, and things that were happening that we wanted to see happen. And I know that you as a coach, you see it more than we do, heading the right way.
Yeah, when you talked at the beginning of the year, and I said, look, just hang with us. We got some growing pains we got to go through, because realistically, you play you play the people on our schedule. You're not going to go out and just dominate when you're, and Kenyon, I've gotten to know him over the year, but I didn't know him until August. So I didn't know Brayshawn Beard very well. I didn't know Brady. Look, there's just a lot of guys, even some guys that came back that have been here for 4 years. You expect them to be a certain way on the field, but you don't really find out until you go through games. So I know everybody's saying, well, you're the coach, you should know, and I should. But sometimes it just takes time to how it fits, and we're still trying to figure that stuff out. We don't have it all figured out now, but I promise you, that's what we're working to. But the guys that are on the field are the ones giving the great effort. They're doing their job, they're fighting, and I feel like at the end of the day in high school football, if you do that, you got a chance.
Well, you got to learn your personnel just like anybody with new players coming in, and it's school of hard knocks sometimes, and things don't go your way. But you got to forget about that and move on.
Yeah, it's all about the process and trying to get better. And we got 4 games left. Still got a chance at the playoffs, so that's our goal. And it starts with Hardin Valley this week.
We'll talk about Hardin Valley in just a moment. We return after some great words from our sponsor, L&B Appliance on Durkee Road, and also Trophies Unlimited out there on Mosa Drive. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome to L&B Appliances, serving the greater Cleveland community for over 30 years. Family-owned and locally operated, L&B Appliances specializes in top name brand appliances like Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana. Stop by the showroom today and speak with our sales and service team about your appliance needs. Financing and free delivery is available for those who qualify. L&B Appliances, large enough to meet all your appliance needs, small enough to appreciate your business.
Welcome back to the Coach Damon Floyd Show here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, brought to you by L&B Appliance and also Trophies Unlimited. Going to talk about now about Hardin Valley, the Hawks, who have not been around a long time, opened in 2008 and opened almost immediately with 2,000 kids, one of the largest schools, public schools in East Tennessee, certainly, and a big, beautiful school there on campus. We've only had to play them 5 times, and the first 2 years was in the Super 32, I guess it was. And I remember, unfortunately, a trip we took up there, we were 7-0, feeling pretty good about ourselves, the top 5 in the state, and go up there and got beat 14-13. I know you remember that too, but Humble Pie's the only time they've beaten us out of 5 games.
It's actually the game that Cole had to come out after the first play.
Yeah.
So that, Dylan went in and played quarterback. I remember a couple things about that game. The first thing is they had 3 Division I players that were really good. But we blocked a punt, they called a penalty. We get an interception, they called a penalty. It was like everything we did, there was a penalty. We ended up losing by 3. But they were a good team. But, yeah, they upset us that night. And, they're different now than they were then. They're a totally different coaching staff. You mentioned how many students they have. I don't know if people realize this. I think they got around 2,300 now. We're around almost 1,700 and 1,600. So they got about 800 more kids than we do.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
But, and most of the schools we're playing, we're at the bottom of 6A enrollment-wise, and it's no excuse. We like being in the top classification, so that'll be a fun game Friday.
Well, and the larger your school student body is, the more opportunity you have to pull players, into whatever sport you're coaching at the time, and it makes a huge difference that people don't think about that. Hardin Valley, Jeff Miner believes their coach, if I remember right, Miner.
They got a new coach this year.
Oh, they do?
They got a new coach this year.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. But what do you see out of them?
Offensively, they're very, very multiple. I've always said Maryville and Farragut, that they're very sophisticated in what they do. A lot of formations, a lot of motions, so you got to learn how to line up. this team may have more. I mean, it's every time they're lined up, they're in a shift or it's a different formation. So defensively, we tried to make it as simple as we could, but the bottom line is you got to be able to line up and defend it. So that'll be interesting to see how we react to that. And then offensively, we're not real sure, just because nobody sees the wing tee anymore, or
right.
Not that we've seen on our schedule at our level. So it's hard to look at film and think what are they going to do to this. And that's another reason we like the wing tee right now, is because we want to be a little bit different. We feel like it does give us advantage. But bottom line is we got to go out and block, tackle, and obviously can't hurt ourselves with penalties or turnovers to have a chance.
Well, last Friday, we come out that wing tee. I thought it caught Farragut off guard for sure. We drove the first possession. We scored a touchdown, and here we go. Things look pretty good. The only common opponent we have with Hardin Valley this year is Maryville. And they beat them 40-7, and they beat us 38-0. To me, this is the old type of Maryville team we're seeing this year. They got every offense, defense, special teams. And they're deep, they're big, they're huge, college-sized line almost. And
yeah, you just can't really compare that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because score-wise, if you start doing that, I'll give you an example. I was talking about this yesterday. Georgia State beats UTC by 3. Georgia State beats Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt beats Alabama, so that means UTC. No, I'm just kidding. But so anyway, the score, we just have to look at individual matchups
right.
and team matchups. But I really do think it's going to be a close game. I said this about Farragut last week. They've played a really tough schedule. Well, so has Hardin Valley.
Yes, they have.
I mean, they've played Sevier County, who's ranked number 2 in 5A, not beaten. They've played Maryville. They've played Bearden. So we'll have our hands full. It'll be a tough game.
Has Bearden, they got waylaid by Maryville Thursday night, 62-28. Is Bearden not the team we thought they're going to be? Or are they just going through some problems or injuries?
I think I'm not really studied Bearden. I did watch the game, but I think what's happening is, once it started rolling, it started rolling.
Yeah.
We've been in those games before. It's just hard to overcome that momentum, especially against Maryville, because they execute so well.
Yeah.
So I think Bearden's going to be fine. They got enough athletes in play, and they end up scoring 28 on Maryville, I think. So I don't, you score 28 on Maryville, you're doing something right. So I think they'll rebound, and they're going to be fine.
And we'll see them down the road, last game of the year at their place there. But should be a fun time Friday night up there at Hardin Valley. Encourage all our fans to be there and show up. I know it's open week, or we're off this week. It's fall break here at Bradley. It's fall break there too, so I don't know how much they'll show up there in Knox County schools. But it's going to be a fun night. It is a huge, important region game on the road. If we want to stay alive for class, we got to have a win here.
Yeah. No doubt about it. And our kids know that, so something we've talked about, but we're just focused on Hardin Valley right now and just worried about this one game.
All right, well, Coach Damon Floyd, we appreciate Damon joining us each week for our shows here on the ESPN Cleveland 101.3. We'll be kicking off at 7 o'clock, airtime at 5:30 on Friday night from Hardin Valley, just off Pellissippi Parkway. They're easy to get to in West Knoxville. So come on up, folks, and join us there. Till next time, God bless and go Bears.